It just came flying by. All right, you know what? I think I'm just going to come in here for a second. Just give me a second.
Jim, you all right?
I'm all right. I'm fine. I'm fine. You just can't stand up. All right.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Florida Hurricanes 91, and you tuned in to Deep Conversations with Trey. On today's episode, we're going to be taking a look back at the last two videos we did, and we're going to be tying together a couple of key points that, you know what I'm saying, I really want to connect these dots for us. And, you know, if you have anything to add, don't be scared to drop a like or a comment in the comment section, and let me know what you're thinking. So we're going to get right into it. One of the first things we finna look at is the American Dictionary of the English Language. It's a Noah Webster dictionary from 1828. And I let Raven go ahead and look up this definition of slave, and I'm going to go ahead and read that for you all real quick. So slave is a noun. In German, it says slave or sklave. In Dane, it also says slave or sklave. In Sweden, it says slav. In France, it's called esclave, right? In Italian, schiavo. In Spanish, esclavo, and etc. And the overall meaning of this word is commonly deduced from Sclavonians, the name of a people who were made slaves by the Venetians, but this is not certain. All right, a person who is wholly subject to the will of another, one who has no will of his own, but whose person and services are wholly under the control of another. All right. Now, from that definition, I also want to look into the definition from the Oxford Dictionary of the English Etymology, right? And here it states, slave. Before we get into this second definition, I just want y'all to realize this too, man. A lot of this history, and I know we all should kind of have this, we should all kind of understand this at this point, but a lot of this history has been jumbled up. It's been, you know, hidden in different places. It's been scrambled. So you really have to, you know what I'm saying, apply yourself whenever you're trying to, you know, reconfigure what has been, you know what I'm saying, scrambled from you. What's been kind of purposely, you know, scattered in different areas. And so they hide a lot of this stuff in the books and stuff like that. And you know, they used to always say if you didn't want a darker hue person to find something, put it in the books. So that's what they did. And that's what a lot of this stuff, like, this is why I always say, like, you know, they depend on us to be ignorant. They depend on us to not care to learn, to not care about certain things, just to, you know, hey, know enough to get a job and keep working and paying your taxes, paying your bills, and that's where we're at today. You know what I'm saying? We got to wake up. All right. Slave used to be spelled S-L-E-I-V, one who is owned by another person, right? In Middle English, it was sklave. That's important. Remember that Middle English part, right? Remember that Middle English part, because we're going to deal with that in a second. Some things that I really want to add in on this video that I didn't really get the chance to, but I'm going to go ahead and touch up on them on this video. So y'all keep with me. All right. In old France, they said esclave. So we have a bunch of different versions of this word. And then it goes to say that identical with the ethnic name Sklavus, Slav. The Slavonic races having been reduced to a servile state by conquest. Right? So let's take a look at this term Slav. A Slav, member of any of a large group of peoples of Eastern Europe, comprising Russians, Bulgarians, Serbs, Poles, Czechs, and Wends. Okay? Now I want y'all to look right here where we have this G for German, and we see German slave. Y'all see this? Keep that in mind, because we finna deal with that too. The word slave. And I want y'all to keep in mind that this was a German word, right? I just want y'all to keep that in mind, because what we're going to talk about later on, probably in another video, is how a lot of these terms are actually in origin coming from Germany or a German word. And they're actually describing a people who will be known in history as Germanic peoples. Damn, that's what I'm talking about right there. All right, now let's look at something real quick. We're going to look at the Encyclopedia Britannica, right? One of the oldest encyclopedias in the world. So check this out. When we talk about Middle English, we're talking about the Middle Ages, y'all. All right. And let's see what time period that was. It says the period of European history extending from about 500 to 1400 through 1500 CE is traditionally known as the Middle Ages. The term was first used by 15th century scholars to designate the period between their own time and the fall of the Western Roman Empire. The period is often considered to have its own internal divisions, either early and late or early central or high and late. Although once regarded as a time of uninterrupted ignorance, superstition, and social oppression, the Middle Ages are now understood as a dynamic period during which the idea of Europe as a distinct cultural unit emerged. During the late antiquity and the early Middle Ages, political, social, economic, and cultural structures were profoundly reorganized as Roman imperial traditions gave way to those of the Germanic peoples who established kingdoms in the former Western Empire. The Germanic peoples, that's what I just told y'all. That's what y'all just heard me say. So y'all, this is what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Like, we gonna even go a little bit further into this, right? Because look at this. First of all, when we talking about the term slave, let's look about this, right? We said this was used in Middle English, the Middle Ages, right? And we just saw that the Middle Ages was when? From 500 was the start to around 14 to 1500 CE. Well, when did the first slaves come to America from so-called Africa, right? 1526. This was the start of the transatlantic slave trade. So who are these slaves that we were talking about? See how we got to piece this together? We got to start understanding how they been trying to manipulate us into thinking we something that we not. You get what I'm saying? This is when 1526. This was down there still the Middle Ages. You get what I'm saying? Y'all see it right here. Right? And it says about. So that's not even exact. So you get what I'm saying? This was still basically the Middle Ages. All right? Now the next thing we want to deal with is this. When I told y'all a lot of these terms are coming from Germany and they're not necessarily describing us or talking about us, let's look at black. Right? We see black right here. What do we see? It's an adjective, and the first thing we see is sax. Black and Blake, black, pale, wan, livid, blation, blaken, to become pale, to turn white, to become black, to blacken, black ink, right? Now let's just skip down here. It is remarkable that black, bleak, and bleach are all radically one word, the primary sense to be pale, wan, or sallow, from which has proceeded the present variety of signification. But the first thing we see is sax, right? Now we're going to look at white. Now when we look at white, this is what we see for white. Sax. Again, with the sax, right? Wheat. You see that? HWIT, right? Being of the color of pure snow, snowy, not dark, as white paper, right? All of this shit meant pale. And it wasn't talking about you. It was talking about some people over in what, man, who the hell are the Saxons, man? The Saxons, right? Saxones, German, Saxon, Old English, Saxon, Old Saxon, Saxon, Low German, Saxon, Dutch, Saxon were a group of Germanic peoples. I told y'all what this was about. This ain't got shit to do with us, man. They were talking about them people over there. This was their classification system that they had over there. And then we bought into this shit over here. This ain't had nothing to do with us. All that shit meant pale. All right? A group of Germanic peoples whose name was given in the early Middle Ages, here we go again, to a large country, Old Saxony. Saxonia, near the North Sea coast of northern Germania, in what is now Germany. You see what I'm saying? So this is what we talking about. This is what we dealing with, right? Then I'm going to give y'all another little tip that I want y'all to kind of, we'll deal with this on another show, but I just want y'all to look at something real quick. Look at this word here, wit. Now this is WIHT. When we look at white, which is wit with the E, this is HWIT. They're the same word, right? But when we look at wit, let's see what that says. Sax, wit, a creature, also a thing, something, anything. This is probably from the root of Latin vivo, victum, a point, a jot, the smallest part or particle imaginable. It is used without a preposition. He is not a wit, the wiser for experience. It's probably where we get words like dimwit. You understand? Man, listen, man. I'm just trying to give y'all insight to what we dealing with, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you a little bit of insight. So, yeah, that's the part of that I really wanted to kind of emphasize and go back over and connect those dots. So when I say these things, I don't want y'all like, damn, what is this dude talking about, man? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to connect some dots for y'all so y'all understand that who we are. When I be saying stuff like, I refuse to use the term black, and I know I slip up and say it, we've been programmed to say it. We've been programmed to think like that. But listen, go get a black marker and put it next to your skin. You're going to see you're not black. So why do we continue to think as if we're a black people? We got some dark-skinned people, super dark-skinned people. They not even black. But yet we don't call ourselves by the color that we really are. We brown. We copper color. You see what I'm saying? We all different shades of a darker brown or lighter brown. But we'll say brown when we referring to Mexicans. Oh, the black and the brown race. What the hell is the brown race? Bitch, we all the brown races. We all the brown people. But they got us thinking we black. Black don't even mean what we think it means. You get what I'm saying? And don't let them fool you. These people who are scholars and stuff they know this. We running around here with this connotative linguistics that, we determine what something means in society today, and then that's supposed to be the definition of it. It has nothing to do with the actual meaning of the word, but because that's how, it becomes popularized, now all of a sudden it's supposed to mean that. Like when we say, somebody's bad, You know what I'm saying? Damn, that shit bad as fuck, bro. That shit raw. We talk like that. We'll say something like that. You know what I'm saying? Just to mean that something's good. But that does not mean that bad actually means good. That's just how we speak in slang in society. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we've been jumbled up to think a lot of things that is not necessarily true. We not black. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, let's move on. We're Germanic tribes, but that's for a later video. Right now, we're gonna stick on this slave term. So yeah, we're gonna skip past a lot of this. So this is the next thing I want to deal with right here. And before we get started on this part, I want y'all to realize that this was a part of that second video that I was actually planning on taking out. But I want to tie this part actually into something that I was speaking on in the first video. So let's go ahead and just review this part with Senator Henry Gonzalez of Texas was stating back in 1992. We're going to listen to this, and then we're going to connect this to something that I stated in the first video. Let's do it. Secretary of Treasury receives no compensation for representing the United States. The United States Congressional Record, May 4th, 1992, page 82891, Senator and Chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Banking, Finance, and Urban Affairs, Henry Gonzalez, Texas, speaking on national international thievery in high places. We are bankrupt. We are insolvent on every level of our national life, whether it is corporate, whether it is just plain you and I out there with the life of debt that we have all piled up, private debt, credit cards, and whatnot, or whether it is the government. We and insolvent. How long will it take before the nasty mega truth is conveyed? All right, bam. Now tell me, do y'all remember when I stated that, when I said this? FDR brought in this new system, this New Deal system bullshit. He set up a credit system which allowed these people to move ahead in this society. All right? They brought in fiat currency, paper currency that had no real backing to it. They could print this shit. All right? That's why today most Caucasians get by off credit. Y'all remember me saying this? This is what I was trying to say, man. So when these Slavs got there, when these Slavs were brought into this new system and able to basically get put in front of us, it was based off of this credit system. And they became slaves to a new system, to a new master. They new masters are the lenders, the loan givers, the bankers, the banks. This is why they always goddamn trying to they always going against big banks and shit like that. They hate that shit. They tell you this all the time if you listen. That's why politicians are always scared to say they back big banks and stuff. And when they trying to throw shots at each other, they be like, oh, such and such is behind big banks and he's not for the average American citizen, da da da. Listen, man, this is what it's all been about. This is what it's all been about. They hate that because they are being slaves to that. All of these major corporations are now taking over the mom and pop shops. Go look it up. There's a lawsuit right now with a bunch of private companies who are trying to sue FP&L because they saying FP&L is intruding on their fucking space where they can't make money and they're monopolizing the energy sector down here in Florida. This is what's going on. This is what's going on. And they starting to realize that, yeah, they were just placeholders. They were just placeholders. They were allowed to hold somebody's spot until these people said, all right, enough is enough. We coming to get that spot now. So yeah, y'all had a nice run and y'all was able to acquire some things and, you know, make a little bit of you know, advancements and strides. But now you getting ready to feel it. And this is why they running into the damn, you know, governmental buildings talking about insurrections and shit. This is what it's all about. Because they're now finding out that they're actually holding the short end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? They've been duped. This is what I was saying. They were duped. We were discriminated against. We always been discriminated against because they have to keep the true owners and the true people of the land thinking that we're not from here and this is not our land. This is why all of our communities be looking the way it look, because we're disconnected from it. We don't think that we have any ties to this land. We think our land is in Africa some damn well. That ain't our land. This is our land. This is why they want you to think that all darker hue people come from Africa. That's bullshit. We're going to get on that in another video. But today, you know what I'm saying? I just want to connect these dots so y'all understand what I was trying to say. I wasn't trying to say that, there's something wrong with working. All right? I know you're going to hear me say that coming up here. And I said these people are forced to work. But what I was trying to say was they're forced to work to provide for the credit that they've been loaned out. And they still don't own the things that they think they own. That's why things can still be seized from them. Property can be seized from them. This is not their belongings. These things don't belong to them. You get what I'm saying? But listen to what I'm saying here, though. All these people that are super rich, these people don't got that shit in money. In cash, in FRNs. They don't have that shit in that. It's all credit. It's digitally moved into their account. You think Jeff Bezos got $180 billion FRNs? Hell no. Elon Musk got $250 billion. No, these people don't have that, man. This is why when governments get outside of themselves, they can freeze their accounts. Exactly. All right? Mm-hmm. This is why this type of stuff is able to happen. All right? And the credit system is nothing but an allowance system. Mm-hmm. Right? When you go get a credit card, you have to fill out an application. When you go get a loan, you have to apply for one, which means you have to ask for permission to be granted something. Right. All right. And what does that do? It makes them a slave to the bank. These people are still slaves. That's what I was trying to say right there. This is what I was trying to say, man. And see, like I told y'all in the second video, slaves are something you have to agree to be. And see, that's why we don't make good slaves. That's the whole reason why involuntary servitude and slavery had to move to the penal system. Because you're not going to ever get a darker hue person like us, the majority of us, not finna be your slave. We haven't been through history, and we're not going to be in the future. You got to down there make us a prisoner. As you did before, prisoners of war. This is why we had involuntary servitude. All right? This is why we had that. Because we wasn't finna sign up for what? We had the land. If anything y'all needed, we had land, we had resources, we had agriculture. All right? We had technology, we had sciences, we had all type of stuff. So when y'all came over here, we could barter with y'all for whatever the heck we wanted. This is why they tell you the bartering system just went away. We had no reason to enslave ourselves to anybody. You remember me saying that, in order for you to fulfill a contract, both sides have to give consideration. But when one side doesn't have that consideration to give, they have to give something in return, which a lot of times was your labor. This is where the whole indenturement came from. This is why it happened to the Slavs first, because they occupied a territory of the world where they didn't have a lot of resources to trade with. They came from a freezing climate. They hunted and gathered to survive. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have much agriculture. So the Venetians and the Romans slaved them and used them as army and mercenaries to get you know what I'm saying, to get supplies and shit. This is how a lot of it happened. This is how it all originated. You know what I mean? So we got to understand this. This is why today they're more willing to do this type of shit. They'll slave to get ahead. We not gonna do that shit because we ain't never have to. I'll give you a prime example. Listen to what Plies say right here, y'all.
Blacks don't mess around. We different from 90.
And dear motherfucking light people, this my last motherfucking month paying $1,200 for some motherfucking lights. Well, Mr. Washington, the system is fighting so much harder to keep your house cool. The system. I fight hard every motherfucking day. Come telling me about know how hard a motherfucking system fight. It's supposed to motherfucking fight. Mr. Washington, you ever thought about getting a smaller place? You ever thought about getting some lower motherfucking rates? A motherfucking smaller place. Small. Now I'm on my motherfucking way now. I sleep in my motherfucking cars before I pay y'all $1,200 for some motherfucking lights. Come cut them off.
Now, if that ain't some nigga shit right there, you hear me? Didn't I say we a buck? We ain't finna be no slaves to nobody. We will buck. We will buck the system. Y'all always talk. We always hear about how niggas ready to walk off the. We one wrongdoing away from. All right, try us if you want to. We'll walk out this bitch. We'll walk off the job. Yeah, this ain't about being lazy. This is about I'm not finna slave for you. You get what I'm saying? This man just said I will sleep in my car before I got down be paying y'all $1,200. Y'all just raising the bitch bills, thinking a bitch gonna slave for that. Ain't nobody finna slave for that. This is the difference. This is the difference. And we've been thinking like, oh, how irresponsible, da 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 da. We don't really understand how this shit has really been flipped on us, and we are thinking like that because they programmed us to think like that. When realistically, we ain't never had to do that. When we worked, it was to benefit and to progress our own family businesses. We own land, we own agriculture. Shit, in the early 1900s, late 1800s, nigga, my great-great-great-granddaddy, this man owned down 50 farms. The fuck you mean slave? You get what I'm saying? What we slaving for? If we gonna slave, it's gonna slave for our own benefit, for our own land, for our own, not to make no damn company millions and millions of dollars and then take, you know, not even a percentage of that, not even a penny of that percentage. Are you crazy? So we got to start realizing this, man. This is why we have to start, we got to start back creating our own businesses. We have to do business within ourselves, you know, and we have to stop selling our business anytime they become successful to people who coming in trying to buy your business, because the second they give you that paper is valueless. And it's going to depreciate just like a car. As soon as you drive that car off the lot, it starts to depreciate instantly. That paper doing the same thing. That's why they'll tell you like, oh, you know, $10 today ain't going to be the same as $10 in the future. And, you know, back in the days, $50,000 was a lot of money, but now $50,000 is barely anything. Yeah, because it's inflation. You heard what James Traficant say, that it's this fiat currency is inflatable. So it loses its value anytime they put more in the market. This was what the whole debt ceiling shit was all about. Raising the debt limit and shit like that. You know, they always arguing back and forth because you got one side that want to print a bunch of money for government programs and shit like that. Then the other side like, nah, we don't really want to pay print a bunch of money for that. We'll print a bunch of money for war and defense, but that's about it. We're not finna put a bunch of money out in circulation, because it devaluates the money that's in the market. But we don't realize all of that, man. We don't even think like that. And it's so funny because these same people want you to get out and vote, yet they don't tell you to go out here and learn civics and politics and government. Who does that? That's somebody who wants you to wreck out right there. They want you to crash out. They telling you to go out here and make all of these moves and do all of this stuff, yet don't know anything about what you're doing. They want you to sit down, shut up, and do your job. Be a good slave. Be a good worker. You get what I'm saying? Wow. Major corporations are starting to take over. Man, you look around, look at all of these small companies or homegrown local companies. These places going out of business. Shit, Amazon got everybody shook right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to realize this stuff, man. So these were just a couple of things that I want to touch on this video. I also want to show y'all that, people are starting to wake up. We got to get rid of this goddamn culture, man. This culture ain't our fucking culture. It was given to us. We keep motherfucking holding on to this shit, and it's not producing anything for us. It's not helping us to become better. You know what I'm saying? We think we own the music. We don't own this music. This shit is being pushed by some other people, you know what I'm saying, that necessarily went and pushed their own people into this, and when they do push their own people into it, it's just music. It's just entertainment. They don't live it. We the only ones out here that's trying to live it. We out here, man, we got to get off of this. We think it's cool to not know anything, yet we want to be on the scene with everything that's popular. We want to, anything that we hear that has something to do with drama and bullshit, we own that. But a motherfucker start talking about a book or something, we don't want nothing to do with that. You get what I'm saying? We got to break this culture. We have to decide who we are and stop letting people tell us what's culture for us. Stop letting music and media and movies and shit like that dictate what is culture for us. Check out my boy right here, Brother Sanchez. He really went in on this, and I'm going to say right now, I agree 100%.
And he saw it. He the one gave it to you. But you showing another man it, and you think that ain't gay. No, we ain't going to let you get away with this one. Anton Daniels, come get your mans, bro.
See, his dick, he's out my That's true. So I can just start sending my dick pic out? I think that's the most disrespectful thing you can do to a man.
And some suspect about Anton Daniels to me. Because he interviewing Fleece Johnson right now. Like all of the people that Anton Daniels be interviewing are toxic to our motherfucking people. Let me show you. I just thought about it. And he's a big nigga on the shit with his lips poked out. Again, a lot of sus behavior. You on this bitch with your lips like a TikTok bitch. You keep interviewing Charleston White and he's suspect as hell. And now you want to interview Fleece Johnson. Like, your boy Charleston White is out here sending niggas his dick pics, dangling it too. Not just the dick pic, guys. He dangling it for him. Because he got to get it on hard for him. This is sad. You ain't going to pass this off like it's gangster. And my thing is, what straight man is sitting down saying, I got to get Fleece Johnson on my show. I really need to talk to the booty warrior. Look, people, there's a whole cabal of black men sneaking in the gay shit to y'all, passing it off as red pill, tough guy, black macho shit, when really when you strip all that off of it, it's a bunch of fruity behavior, my nigga. How is Anton Daniels a spokesperson in the manosphere And he think it's a benefit for black man to sit down and listen to damn Fleece Johnson. Look at this man, bro. Black social media is trash, dog. I don't care what nobody say. Black people are fucking trash. This culture is trash. It's fucking trash. Garbo. Look at how many views this shit got.
So they put you.
Look how many thumbs up it got. You know what this show? This show that black people are more interested in hearing and chopping it up with the booty warrior than with the man that built the water machine in Flint, Michigan. And I'm telling you why we're gonna be exterminated. And I'm telling you why, nigga, I'm gonna die. And you can put coon on my tombstone. I don't like this black shit.
I'm talking about that nigga said a mouthful then, but hey, I'm with you, Sanchez. I'm with Sanchez right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm with Sanchez. I was just telling my lady the other day how, you know, we the reason why we get people like Candace Owens and people who really don't want to be associated with being black, dog. Black culture is a toxicity right now. This shit is toxic. You know what I'm saying? This is toxic. And it's because of us. It's because of us. I know this ain't the most popular thing to be said or whatever, but, you know, I'm going to stand on what I say. It is what it is to me. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is because we do this. We do this to ourselves. Whoever set this in motion and let it be what it is. We have chosen to keep this up. We have chosen to keep this behavior up. You see what I'm saying? We don't want to do nothing to change it. We always talk about how hard it is, how discriminated against we are, how victimized we are. But guess what? We the most comfortable people out here. We the most comfortable. We ain't gonna change shit. We ain't gonna do shit to change none of this. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? We'll come together to smoke, drink, kick it, chill, party, club. We'll come together for all of that before we come together to change our situation. That man said some real shit. He said, y'all want to watch the Booty Warrior. And guess what? I don't even know who the fuck Fleece Johnson is. I really don't. I'm just keeping it real with you. I don't know who this is. I know who Charleston White is, but I don't even know why we even watching Charleston White that much to even, I ain't know this even happened. I ain't even know what interview that was because I don't pay attention to that. And I'm not trying to say I'm that much better or anything than anybody else, but what I'm saying is this is what we give our attention to. This is what that man got, 4K thumbs up. You see what I'm saying? I can't see how many. Let's see.
I don't like black culture, man. Oh, I don't like black culture. I like making beats. I
can't even see how many views this video got, but I know the dude who made the video, he got a hell of a lot of subscribers or whatever. But like, you know what I'm saying? What are we learning from this? How is this making us any more productive? Like, this crazy because I was literally saying this before Sanchez dropped this video, and then it's almost like, you know, we always say that the phones and shit be listening to us or something like that. But I honestly think that it's something in the air. It's something in the atmosphere, man. The ancestors is like, they tired of this shit. And they trying to really work up a group of us that's like, man, the hell with this shit. We not black no motherfucking way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's all for today. I just really want to clarify a couple of things. I want to touch on a couple of things and let people know, like I always let them know, we got work to do. We got work to do, darker hue people. You know what I'm saying? And if we ain't gonna do it, ain't nobody gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And they getting ready. They trying to breed us the hell out. I'm gonna keep it raw. This gonna be another topic for another video, but they trying to breed us the hell out. All right. So if we don't get on top of our A game, start doing stuff that's productive for us, y'all might as well, you know what I'm saying? Just admit you don't really care for yourself like that and start looking at a lighter hue version of you. And this is no disrespect for the lighter hue people because, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been told y'all, they are not our enemies in that sense that we always trying to make them to be our enemies. These people getting duped just as bad, if not worse than we are. You understand? They just benefited from it, and like anybody who benefited from trading places, they gonna try to keep that shit up. That's why we always discriminated against. You know what I'm saying? But once you realize who you are, we can stop the bullshit. All right. So it's been real. It's been another episode of Deep Conversations with Trey. It's your boy Florida Hurricanes 91, and I'm out.